Alrighty, ladies, we are at our final hour inside of Back to Business, the virtual conference for the serious, highly driven women entrepreneur. I am your host and Sister Sense creator, LaShanda Henry. So excited because now I get to talk to you all about my 4-point plan to being a savvy seller. Now, I love that Dr. Venus Opal Reese, she talked about this idea that outside of getting to the $1 million level, you got to know how to bring in that new money, that cash money. And in order for you to do that, you can't just be a creative. You can't just, pop out stuff all over the place and post stuff all over the place. You've got to be in a space where you're actually closing, generating sales, and building the kind of business that you want to sustain yourself and your family and create a legacy, as so many of the awesome entrepreneurs have talked about today. So I'm going to talk about the real good. I know sometimes you go to motivational events or you listen to speakers and they hit you with that feel good, and you're like, oh, girl, you got me. I want to talk about the real good, the tough questions, the things that we really need to fundamentally focus on if we want real things to happen. So as you know, today's 2 words are all about monetize and now, because too many are just listening, are researching, overthinking, sitting in the corner, lurking on social media, when they should be either doing, D-O-I-N-G, or doing over, in a space where action is happening, or you are proactively working on and tweaking what you're doing so that you can make it bigger and you can make it better. Now, I want you to write this down. I want you to take it to heart. Conversion marketing matters most. Conversion marketing matters most. If you want to tweet it, tweet it. If you want to put it on your vision board, your whiteboard, your power book, whatever you need to do. Conversion marketing matters most. You can try just about every marketing strategy there is in the book. You can do traditional online marketing, email marketing, video marketing, social media marketing, whatever you choose to do. Conversion marketing matters most, which means if people are coming to your site, whether they're coming in the tens or the hundreds, the thousands, or the millions, if they're coming and they're not converting, that other stuff does not matter. What matters is learning how to put that savvy seller hat on and do what you need to do to close and make more sales. So I'm going to ask you some of those tough questions, and in the process of doing that, share with you my 4-point plan to savvy sales so that you can really learn what you need to do to move forward, not just based on my strategies, but in the process creating your own strategy for savvy sales. So let me go back just a little bit and talk to you about my inner girl, my inner entrepreneur when I was younger. Dr. Venus, she talked about this idea that for us, for so many Black women, we have hesitations, reservations, deliberations, and so much more around money, issues and concerns that have been given to us, and not in a good way, and in almost, for lack of a better word, in a horrifying way, from slavery, from deprivation, from being in a space where everyone and everything was put before us, and we were just left to continue doing the work and picking up the pieces. So I want to first talk to you from the space of the little girl in me who always knew, even though she didn't know, she wanted to be an entrepreneur. I was that little girl in Brooklyn who said, Mommy, Mommy, Mommy. I lived in Brooklyn, Crown Heights. Let's go on Utica. I want to sell something, because I could see, all of these. When you look at Brooklyn, right, and you look at urban cities and you look at how many of us are living in there, but we are not creating the businesses, right? And I'm like, well, I see all of these businesses, the Korean shop, the Asian shop, I see, the Caribbean restaurants. I see, the bodega over here. I want to go and just put up a table because, I live in a building. I couldn't do the yard sale, the lemonade stand. That wasn't my life. Can I just do like a table and sell something? My mom would take me to 28th Street. For those of you who live in New York, you're familiar with that. You can go and get wholesale. And we would just go just to pick up little things. But I always was that chick that was like, Mommy, trolls are in. Everybody wants a troll doll. I want to get those. When they had those clacker things, they look like two little triangles on balls, and then people just drive your parents crazy. You're just clacking them. From anything that anybody wanted, I was trying to figure out how to do the hustle. And Mommy was like, no, I am not about to sit up on nobody's hot sun in the middle of Crown Heights selling nothing. No. But I still wanted to be that girl. And so I figured out a smart way to do it. I would start taking stuff to school with me. I don't know if it was the legit way, but I would take them troll dolls and those magic blow wands and whatever I had and say, listen, I got stuff I'm selling. Who wants what? I would make friendship bracelets for $1, whatever I could do, not just because I was creative, but because that is who I was by nature. I was a seller. And I want you to think about that. Are you a seller? Because there's a big difference, in my personal opinion, between saying you're a seller and saying you're an entrepreneur. There are a lot of broke entrepreneurs. People who have the vision to work for themselves and live in their purpose and profit and passion and cannot turn a nickel into a dime, cannot seem to make it happen because while they may have an entrepreneurial spirit, they are not sellers. And so what I want to do today is I want to bring out the seller in you. I want to talk about those real fundamental things that you've got to do to move forward with respect to generating steady sales and building your virtual or physical version of a better income for yourself. So fast forward from me, that little girl who was trying to figure out how to make funds on the block, to selling stuff in school, to when I really discovered the web, transitioning from high school to college, and the worldwideweb.com boom came around. I said, I want to make www not stand for World Wide Web, but I want www to be my Wild Wild West. It's funny because these women who are considered to be amazing pioneers look at me and say, girl, you were the pioneer. You were talking about black business women online before anybody else was talking about this stuff, right? And so I told myself, I need this to be my Wild Wide West. I need to claim my digital pie. So I went online and I tried everything you could think of until I became in a space where I started to create my own sweet spot. I created Multiple Shades of You online, and I said I'm going to start sharing content and creating a space where we talk about positive content for people of color. I said, but I need to monetize this. I need to bring in some money. So then I turned my just straight information-based directory into a directory that people could buy into. I started selling ad space for like $25, and then, as I got better at building websites, I said, hell, I need to start doing this. I need to start selling my services as a web designer, right? Looking at what I could do to actually sell stuff and not just create information, but profit from the information was something that I started from the very beginning. So the first part of my 4-point plan that I want to share with you is my system in which I say you always have to have something to say, something to sell, and something to share. You always have to have something to say, something to sell, and something to share. Stacy talked about this idea of you generating revenue from sponsorships, and this year Blogalicious is all about content is life. Content has always been life for me. Information giving has always been life for me, but the consistency is what generated the sales. So I want to ask you, again, I'm not asking not the feel good, but the real good. Are you quiet right now? Are you quiet? Carol Sankar just dropped some knowledge on how you need to stop hustling and start investing. And she said, listen, I'm not seeing enough women of color in the room because we are saying that they don't want to include us, but we're excluding ourselves by being quiet. And I said, well, damn, because I'm loud in my room, but right now I feel like a big fish in a small pond, and I need to get loud in the bigger rooms that I'm not existing in, right? It hit me as I'm sure it hit you, because at whatever level you are at, you can't be quiet. You want to sell, you always have to have something to say. You always have to have something to share. You always have to fundamentally have something to sell. So I want to ask you that right now. Do you have something to sell? What are your products? Some of you guys don't have products, and that's the problem in and of itself, but do you have actual stuff that you need to sell? Ronnie Tyler said, listen, real talk, every single month we have some sort of sale. Some of you guys are like, I do one every quarter. I don't want to, I don't want people to get frustrated by me. I don't want to send out emails and then have people unsubscribe. You think that one person unsubscribing is going to change your world? When Ronnie just talked about the fact that they purged their list, and I think she said they got rid of 80,000 people on their list because they were not buying. You think one or two unsubscribes is supposed to rock your world? What rocks your world is always, ALWAYS. So if you cannot tell me right now that you are always selling, that you are always building your list, that you're always sharing information, that you're always in a space where you have something to say, you're not sitting in a corner, because y'all been real quiet today. I'm going to just give it to you real good, not to feel good. Y'all been real quiet. And I know my email inbox is going to blow up. I know a lot of the ladies' inbox is going to go up, because too often we're too concerned about it not coming out right, or somebody else here. Well, girl, I'm at work. I don't want them hearing what I'm talking about. I don't want them up in my business. But think about how I am a beast at repurposing my content, and how every person is listening live. They're going to be tenfold more people listening to the replays, not even just a few days from now, but years from now, and how being in a space where you put your voice on side of or inside of, within this conversation, you're resonating. Somebody's going to hear Leslie. Somebody's going to hear Lynette. Somebody's going to hear all of these wonderful ladies, and you've got to be a part of the conversation. So are you always vocalizing what you're doing? That's important. Going from a $25 investment to $1 million in projects and investing, Carol said it came because she was in a space where she opened up her mouth and said, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm working on. Are you doing that? Are you verbalizing to people? I tweeted out just a while ago on Twitter, 8+ hours into the Back to Business virtual conference for women entrepreneurs. I tweeted Black Enterprise, Griot, Blavity, and within seconds, Black Enterprise had just followed and liked the conversation. I was like, oh my goodness, look at that. I need to know that I'm not just wishing and waiting for people to engage me. When I went out to the last Black Enterprise event that I went to, I had the opportunity of chatting with some of the amazing, people that we see on television all the time. And what caused me to pause was when I said, and to one person in particular, I said, hey, I love watching Our World. And they were like, oh, I know you. I know Sister Sense. That was a big aha, because people are watching me that I don't even know are watching me, because I always have something to say, I always have something to sell, and I always have something to share. And maybe people are in your space and you go, oh, nobody notices me, but they just might, right? So you've got to vocalize those connections. You got to create those connections however possible, and be in a space where you follow the first of these 4 steps. Always have something to say, always have something to share, always have something to sell. I want you to not only just take that to heart, but ask yourself right now, what are you doing consistently every day, every week, every month? If you cannot say that you're consistently doing something, you know that you're missing something. And your frustration with sales is not just because they won't buy and they don't like the price, it's because you're not consistent. We got to get out of that space of all the excuses around where our money is coming from or lack thereof. That conversation, that consistency matters. Part 2 in the plan is automation. You have to have automation. You have to master automation. I was very recently in a conversation with one of my newest clients, and we are working together on web projects. She said, okay, LaShanda, here's your new web project. Here's the client information. What do we need to do next? She's ready to go. $1,000. Let's do this. And I was like, okay. Well, number one, here is a link to my getting started information, what I need from her to start building this site. Number 2, here is a link to the invoice to pay the $997 or 2-part $497 or 3-part. Here's the link to do that. Number 3, here is the link for her to get on a schedule with me. As soon as she does, she'll get information about my conference call line so that we can talk within the next 2 weeks and hash out what her vision needs to look like. So then the young lady emails me and she goes, damn, girl, I need to have your, who you got doing your stuff? I need to have your system because, man, I love that. You've got everything prepared. And I'm going to tell you this, in all honesty, you will receive exactly what you are ready for. You will receive exactly what you are ready for. And some of you are looking for sales, but you are actually losing sales because people are coming to you. They want your stuff. They're ready to buy. And you, ooh, girl, I don't got nothing up. I don't have no PayPal, but I don't have, well, should I just invoice them? Or, but what, how much should I charge to invoice them? Because, you know, it's been a minute, girl. And what do you think I should charge? Or should I ask them what they think I should charge? Listen to me. You will receive exactly what you are ready for. So if you're not ready for the sales, why you keep talking about you struggling with sales? You have to be in a position to generate the kind of money you want to generate, and that's why you've got to master automation. So 3 things I talked about just a while ago. I was ready. I had my invoice pricing packages already there. So I was ready for that. So, okay, so once I pay you, how do I get started? Okay, I already got that answer. Go here, download my Getting Started guide. I was ready for the question of what's next. Are you ready for that what's next question? Okay, ooh, girl, I need to get on a call with you. Let's do that. Let's do that right now. No. I do not shift my day in 15 different ways because you ready to go. You know, in this virtual world, this instant gratification world, we get into flurries. We start losing our minds and going into a space of forgetfulness when somebody's ready to drop a couple of hundreds, if or a couple of thousands, because we so ready for the money, right? No. What we do is, here's my schedule, here's my appointment system, get on the schedule, and when we do that, okay? That's mastering automation. That's mastering the process. So when people come, you're ready. What are you missing? That's a big question. That's one of the questions I want to ask you today, because I want to make sure that you are in a space where you always have something to say, sell, and share, and you have automation on your side. You know, people are amazed at me and that I still don't do the VA thing, that I still do a lot of stuff on my own. And yes, I know that next level for me, now that I've reached this space of working towards the 7-figure level, because I've gotten to where I need to be for the 6-figure, right? So now I'm ready to get to that $1 million level, 6, 7, and 8, and 9. Now I'm like, okay, fine, I'm ready to invest in a team and figure out what that looks like. And trust me, it took me more years than I care to admit to come to that realization. But in order to get to this point, I had to master automation so that I'm a beast at this. And whether I get a team tomorrow or not, I've got all of these smart systems in place that make it easier for me to be ready when opportunities arise. So having an opportunity for people to get on my calendar, for people to know my step-by-step getting started, for people to pay as soon as they're ready, do you have these things in place? And hopefully you can say yes, yes, and yes to all 3. How much of your business is automated? Think about that right now. Write that down. Think about areas in your business right now that should be automated, and you know it should be automated, but it's not. what in your business needs to be automated, because if you don't know, you should know, so which means we need to sit down and have a conversation. But if you do know, this is the time to write it out, because a change needs to happen. How many people are talking to you? See, as entrepreneurs, like I said, number one, there's a difference between being a seller and simply saying you're an entrepreneur. There's a big difference. And number two, when you're an entrepreneur, creative, and you're constantly producing, you're like, yeah, I'm putting stuff out there, but people aren't buying. Nobody's doing what I need to do. I'm not making enough sales. How many real conversations are you having with people? Like real talk, people coming to you and asking you questions and emailing you and getting on the phone with you. Real conversations make change, create change. Stacey talked about sponsors and PR agencies needing to jump on the phone and talk to you. Carol just talked about being in the right room, so you're in a space where you're having the right conversations. Are you so quiet that there aren't enough conversations being made? Understanding that you have to create conversations around your content is so essential. And I want you to write down 3 types of automation as I talk about this point of being savvy with sales and mastering these particular 4 points. Automatic blog content is number one, because I believe that for me, 99.9% of my business comes from my blog. I'm not related to any of you. Maybe you heard about me from word of mouth. More than likely, whatever the case may be, it was some form of virtual, which is where I live. So I want to make sure that you're having conversations, you're automating your content. Blog automation, I live there all day, every day. Upsell automation, live there all day, every day. And email automation. I'm going to talk about these for a second so that you can get some clarity on what I mean here. But these are essential. And again, that key question, the real good versus the feel good, what are you missing? Don't feel bad when you go, oh, girl, I'm missing this, I'm missing that. That's good, because then you know what you need to fix. Then you know what you need to work on. Blog automation, I tell people I'm not a blogger. I am not a blogger. And, real talk, we talked about Blogalicious being one of the platforms that I was new to when I started to speak. I got to Blogalicious and I was like, but I am not a stay-at-home mom. I'm a work-at-home mom. There's a difference. And I don't blog as a hobby, and I'm not excited about working with the brand just to say I worked with the brand. Mama need money to pay the bills. But I did blog for business. There's a big difference between the two. So I welcome the opportunity to be in that platform. And, Stacey and Ronnie talked about the evolution of Blogalicious and how they're talking more about business over the last few years, which is an amazing thing, which is a great transformation. But again, for me, because I'm a work-at-home mom, I genuinely cannot blog every day. So I've learned how to bulk write and get contributions and have consistent information on my space. And that's something that I love to do, so that automatically is working for me. The last challenge we did, the 10-day blogging challenge, literally over the course of 10 days, the ladies in my circle worked on putting together 30, 60, or up to 100 blog posts within that period. And from that point, somewhere between May and August, content was going out like water because it was automated. So if you struggle with blogging every day, knowing that you still always have to have something to say, share, and sell, automation is going to be the backbone for you when you cannot physically be there to write. Blog automation, writing content in bulk, having that scheduled out for you. Upsell automation is so significant. Have you ever gone to a page and opted into something that you thought was amazing, and then immediately they said, hey, I know that's amazing. I'm sending it to you right now in your inbox, but before you check that out, check this out. I got something else even more amazing for you. Conversion marketing matters most. And when you are strategic about the content that you give, I'm going to talk about freebies and giving stuff away and a little bit later, but when you're strategic about the information that you give, Even the free information can convert into money for you if you know how to create automatic upsells. And that's a strategy that marketers use that you need to know, because you are not just here to be an entrepreneur. My lady, you are here to be a seller. You are here to make sales. So that you got to master automation, because that is going to help you grow. See, a lot of folks, they stopped, right? Dr. Venus said, listen, some women, they getting all these pieces, but they don't have the whole damn puzzle, right? Right? So somewhere along the line, you listen to enough free webinars. They told you about opt-ins. Oh, girl, I don't need no more than that. I know I got to get an opt-in. Oh, no, I need a free opt-in. I'm going to build my list, and then you got the opt-in and no doggone list. Or you got a whole bunch of people on your list for free, and still nobody ain't buying jack squat. Because guess what? Automatic upsells, marketing, other aspects of marketing, sequences after the upsell, the sales funnel, those are other pieces of the puzzle that they ain't just going to give you for free, nor are they going to tell you how to do the automatic upsell, right? Because they are essential, but you don't get all the pieces when you just take a few of them and then run. Turning your expertise into power profits requires training, requires time, requires investment. Jay Stone talked about it. Ronnie Tyler talked about it. Going to marketing events, learning, growing, reaching. Every year, I do what I like to call my Sister Sense Power Circle, the weekend workshop here in North Carolina. Every year, MLK weekend, I make that happen. And my hubby, he's always like, so where are the limbs? Where are the body parts? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you got these ladies dropping body parts, LaShanda. You dropping all this stuff. I said, listen, my ladies, when they come here, they are going to stretch and they're going to learn, because we do blog content. We automate your emails so that you don't have to write an email, but you got 15 emails going out and you're still saying something and having conversations, because that is important. You need to start the year and know that this stuff is automated and working for you when you're working on the real stuff. Stacey said, Coke don't got time to be talking about who they going to sponsor. That's what the PR company is for. They got to make the Coke. Coca-Cola got to focus on making the Coca-Cola. You got to focus on making what you need to do work for you. So if you are not selling, you've got to master automation so that even when you're working on other things, these elements are working for you. Are you missing the blog scheduled content? Are you missing the automatic upsells? Are you missing the ongoing email marketing? One of the ladies in my circle who just recently signed up for Back to Business and joined the mastermind, she sent me an email and said to me, you know what, I've learned so much, and I've been watching your Periscopes, and I did this, and I did this, and I did this, and I did this. Again, new to me, new to my circle, international mastermind member, because she's in London, and she's probably listening to me right now with a smile on her face, hopefully. When I got her message, in addition to just being so in awe and so feeling I'm living in my purpose by seeing all that she's able to accomplish, when I looked at the bottom of the message, it was in reply to one of my messages. I have the Sister Sense monthly guide for the ladies who are in my mastermind, and I put that 12-month sequence together, and it goes out automatically. So you see, she's having a conversation with me, and she's following up, and she just signed up to the mastermind, and that conversation was sparked by an automated conversation, because I said every month I want to make sure that I'm giving my audience, me live, but also the best of me from the past. And everything that I want to share every month, we're going to go through those strategies together. So I asked you just a while ago, I said, are you having conversations with people? I wish I could physically email every new member manually, but I can't, right? I'm making new sales. I'm working on new projects, but I have this automation working for me. One of the ladies in the circle, she got an email. She said, oh, my goodness, wow, LaShanda, this is what I've been working on. I didn't realize it's been 2 months since I did the Back to Business monthly, the 5-day challenge, but this is what I'm doing. Why? Because it's an automated sequence, and I say 2 months later, hey, it's been 2 months. What are you working on? Let's check in. And then ladies come back and they reconnect and they ask questions and they say, I want to work on what's next, what I need to do to be in the loop. Savvy sellers create consistency by mastering automation. How much of your business is automated? How many people are talking to you? Do you have the automatic blogs, the upsells, the emails, that this is what you need to get started, this is how you need to pay me, this is what's going to happen next? Do you have these integral pieces, these powerful pieces that are going to allow you to run your business more smoothly? Number one, savvy sellers always have something to say, something to sell, something to share. Number two, savvy sellers understand the significance of mastering automation. Number three, one of my favorites when it comes to marketing is the old school ABC. Y'all know what that is, right? And not the ABC. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. No, we're not taking it there, right? You know I'm not a singer. We're not taking it there. I'm talking about ABC. Always be closing. ABC. You see, as entrepreneurs, as women entrepreneurs, there are too many of us that always be doing something else. Always be trying to make it perfect. Always be trying to, figure out how to make it happen without actually putting yourself out there, right? How can I do this without being at the forefront of what I'm doing? Always be trying to figure out what the next chick is doing without having to invest in what she got, right? Folks always be like, girl, ooh, I love what you got to say. You do free conversations? No, I don't. Always be doing something else but closing. Always be launching a new business, like changing outfits or buying bags and shoes. Always be launching something new, but always be closing. Nah, folks don't be on that ABC kick because there's always something else in the mix. Savvy seller point number 3, ABC, always be closing. I told you I'm going to ask you not the feel good, but the real good. Do you actually have something that you're always selling? Are you always sharing? How many times on the conversation of ABC, always be closing, how many times a day are you getting notifications that you made a sale? I don't know if y'all heard. You could hear the bling, 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 bling every time I unmuted myself, whether it be folks tweeting stuff or literally people registering for the Back to Business virtual right now, even though we're doing it now because they could still register. Something is happening. I tell people, real talk, I don't know what's going to sell today. I'm not going to lie to you, but I know something is going to sell. I know I'm going to make sales because I always be closing. I always ABC. In order for you to check yourself, you need to find out for yourself how many times you're getting those notifications that a sale has been made. My girl Carla Cannon, she talked about them notifications being the favorite of her things to hear, them ping, ping, pings, not waiting for the notifications, not wishing for them, but working on them. You've got to have, ABC, talking about the alphabet, you've got to have an A to Z strategy for sales. You've got to have an A to Z strategy for sales. So I'm going to talk about 2 aspects of always be closing that I feel like is so detrimental for you to know, that I feel like are just really powerful statements for you to understand. You need to stop turning ABC into ABG. You might go, ooh, okay, what do you mean? You're probably like leaning in just a little bit. Like, what do you mean by that, LaShanda? Some of you right now are turning ABC, always be closing, into ABG, always be giving. It's like you find yourself in a space where you like either they say they don't have it or that I know they don't have it and they're going to ask me for it for free anyway, so fine, here. And I say it with a tone of agitation because while we know we want to give from a place of love, sometimes we're agitated because we like, listen, I love you, but love don't pay the bills and keep the damn lights on. You need to pay me. You need to pay me for some of the stuff. But out of agitation, sometimes that ABC turns into ABG because you've got a few things you need to work out. Number one, it's okay if they walk away. Folks are going to test you. They are going to test you. They are going to talk to you. They are going to tell you everything they believe you need to hear for them heartstrings to just pull up on you and for you to go, oh, well, girl, I know you don't have it. I'm going to give it to you for ... You have to be strategic about what you give away for free. You have to be intentional and strategic when you give content away for free. Number one, it's okay for them to walk away. Number two, it's okay for you to give, but know who you're giving to. I'm going to tell you a short story. When I was in New York and got into self-publishing, I trekked my way from Brooklyn to Harlem. And when I say trek, I mean trek, because we took the train and then we walked up them doggone Harlem hills. I think I was in the Bronx. I don't know. It was hilly, y'all. It was hilly and it was far. To go to a very small event, but the event was about the community, about the Black family, and at the time I was promoting my self-published book, A Better Today Brings a Brighter Tomorrow, talking about supplemental education and outside of the school resources for our children. So I came, I was excited, one of my first events to network, and even though it was in a small space with a few people, we were making it work. And this young lady and her friend came to my desk or my table, whatever. Me and my hubby were there. And she go, oh, this is cute, girl. Who did your cover? Oh, my goodness, girl, I like your book. Is this free? Can we get these for free? Because we've got an organization. They would love this book, and they touching and they loving on it, and you feeling good, right? Because somebody's at your table, and you're like, oh, my goodness, I'm about to make a sale. And then, oh, girl, is it free? Can I have it? Because, it's an event, and it's a free event, so everything at the table must be free. Right? Everything at the table must be free, right? And your heart drops because you're like, damn it. I thought I was about to make a sale. And I said, well, no, actually, it's not free. This is my new book, and it's $10. If you want it, you can certainly have it. And, oh, really? Oh, okay. So, when that okay happens, they picking it up and they turn it around and looking at the cover because they don't want to just walk away. You got to do a few things before you walk away, right? So one of the ladies walks away, and I think I'm tending to my son because he's like 6 or 7 months old at the time. Yes, trekked up the hills with the baby in the stroller. You got to do what you got to do when you make them boss moves. And I noticed at one point that one of the two ladies, even though I did clearly say that it was not for free, she took it upon herself to take one of my doggone books and walk away. So me. I'm like, I know I don't got my glasses on, but I could clearly see baby girl that took my book and thought, because I told her it wasn't for free. So I said, Jay, could you just bring her? Could you just tap her on the shoulder, please? Baby girl, that's not for free. Oh, really? Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought it was. No, it is not for free. No. Apologize and bring it right on back. Right? Don't crease my book because I got to resell that. Bring it right on back. You see, I run into entrepreneurs so often that they want to give it away for free because they're not really studying the real good. They're looking for the feel good, the gratification of not only somebody saying you're amazing, because so many of us have been deprived of that, those words, that love, that we look for it wherever we can find it, but this belief that somehow it's okay to give it away because that means something. It doesn't mean anything because then you walk away and you still don't got nothing. Walk away. It's okay to go to an event, sell what you sell, leave what you don't, pack them things right back up in your totes and whatever, and take them shits right back home. Because when you take them home, and listen, I make 10 times more in selling my stuff online than I do at a vendor event. I'm going to tell you that real talk. But I go to the events because you meet real people and you make connections and all that other stuff outside of sales. But don't feel like if people aren't going to buy at the event, you get frustrated and give it away. I know I'm speaking to somebody. I've got some of my lovely ladies who we've spoken one-on-one on this conversation. And even when you go with the intent of selling and you've got the price, somebody just takes you out of their spirit because they say, girl, well, is it for free? And you just start to give it away. That is not okay. Never turn that ABC into ABG. find a strategic way to say, no, I'm sorry, it's not for free. But guess what? I am going to give away an ebook version of this for free. So listen, I got a list right here. Sign up to the list, and you just might be one of the ladies who get my ebook version of this physical book for free. Oh, you know what? This book is not for free. But guess what? If you buy this book today, I can give you a free consultation with me, because I'm not just going to give you something for free. You have to invest. You have to invest. And let me tell you something right now. There are ladies who have invested $1 with me, and I give them $1,000 worth of information, content, and time, because just that $1 speaks volumes. It speaks about their respect for themselves, and it speaks about the respect that I have for myself. Because when you give it all away for free, you're not being a savvy seller. You're not respecting yourself. Forget about just the reciprocal respect, the internal respect. Because you're like, oh, it's okay. I'll make it again. No, it took you a lot of time, blood, sweat, money, tears, baby on one breast while you cooking on the other, and loving on that man with your foot because your hands are full and your breasts are occupied with the child. It took a lot to produce what you produce. So why are you always so quick to give it away? Some people do free calls. I love them. Ty came on and she said, listen, y'all, if you want a 60-minute consultation with me to talk about your books and your content and leveraging that and living in your purpose, do it. Ty's a beast at book publishing, man. She is amazing. God bless her. Those of you who can do 30-minute and 60-minute consultations and strategically sell, God bless you. That is not my gift. Dr. Venus, I love, she said, in all honesty, I cannot cook, but I can make that $1 million business. I could drop that $1 million business like it's hot. Listen, I cannot do free when it does not call to my marketer, because, again, I am the person who's going to give you everything. So I find smarter ways to do that. I've got the voice messaging on my website. I tell y'all all the time, you got a question, email me. Leave me a voice message. If you can't pay today, you can watch a video. You can leave me a voice message. You can send me an email. As a matter of fact, I was on a call with a client, and just yesterday I was talking to her about the voice messaging, and she said, but that's still your time, right? Because even though you're not on a physical call with them, you still have to do the voice message. I said, girl, the voice message is 60 seconds. I've had therapy sessions with clients where I go from their marketer to their mommy. I've had 60 seconds plus therapy sessions with clients. And trust me, sometimes I know that's warranted, and so I take on that role. But other times I know that because people, and trust me, there are some people who are, is savant the right word? I mean, they've become expert at knowing the buttons to push and the words to say to get you to work with them for nothing. And trust me, I find ways to work around those situations by avoiding them. I can 60 seconds voice message, email me, point you in the right direction. And when you're ready to work with me, call me.sistersense.com. And then when you spend that $1 and that $5, I don't know how that sounds to some people, because trust me, people tell me that I'm too cheap anyway, that my prices are too low. But when you invest in me, I invest back. But I've got to close. I have to close. I've got to put clothes literally on my child's back. I've got to close because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not a hobbyist. And I've got to close because that is me respecting me and what I do. So I want you to keep those words in mind and take that to heart. There are ways to work around this, but you've got to do it intentionally. So I want you to check yourself with ABC for this one, number 3. Where are you giving it away? Do you have these huge gaping holes that are affecting your ability to close? Aspect number 2 of ABC, options. You registered for Back to Business. You could register for live. You could register for replays. You could register for replays and live. You could register for replays and live and mastermind. You could register for early bird. You could register through Kim Coles. Listen, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z. How many options do you have when you're closing? Because some of you guys are like, listen, I am tired of trying to figure out a way to get you to work with me. So this is it. It is all or nothing. And what, right? Either you have one way or no way. I found for me the right way is in variations. And I'm just going to be honest with you. So that at the end of the day, I can real talk say to somebody, Jay talked about different types of clients. I have my philosophy on working with different types of clients. I can say, well, listen, if you have nothing and you need free 99, well, you got me. You got me on Periscope for free 99. You got me on YouTube for free 99. You got my free challenges. Go to sistersense.com, my resources for free 99. You've got something there. If you say, girl, I'm giving you my last 20. Okay, girl, I got you. You got me at 20. You got me at 47. You got me at 97. You have me at 10,000 if you want me at 10,000. But the variations create an opportunity for me to ABC, always be closing. Because, see, if you only got free 99, they never going to pay because you never think they're going to pay, right? If you only got 99 cents, you never going to get 9,000 because you only think they can pay 99 cents. But you've got to be in a space to have these variations because that's going to allow you to close more sales. Think about the things that you are trying to sell right now. Are you simply trying to appeal to one type of person? Could be that boss person, could be that broke person. Who are you trying to appeal to? Are you putting yourself in a situation where instead of always be closing, you're like, let me work with you. I got you. What you got? What you got? I'm going to work with whatever you got. So you have one offer, right? But you're trying to work with what they got instead of you setting the boundaries, you setting the tone. So when I say set the boundaries, listen, you can get just live for Back to Business. That's a boundary. That's it, just live. I don't know if you're going to be on all 24 hours or 12 hours, whatever it is. If you want the replays, then that's another one. Just boundaries, right? I did 21 days on Periscope sharing 21 amazing ways to monetize now. You want those, plus the webinars, plus the masterclasses and the bonuses? That's this one, right? That's that registration. You have to set boundaries. See, you're not setting boundaries. What you're doing is you've got one offer, and depending upon who comes to you, you like, what you got? Right? So sometimes you're like, ooh, bless God, I made a good sale. Other times you're like, ooh, Lord, I got to till and work on the sun and burn the midnight oil because this person gave me 5 cents for that. Check your packages. Are you providing variations that work for you, or do you have one offer and you're trying to make it work best for every kind of person that comes to you? Because that's just not going to work. It is just not going to work. So listen, the last one here, as I talk about savvy sellers and what you need to do to really understand some fundamentals to steady sales and better income, is thinking about activating all 4 of my personal Ps. All 4 of my personal Ps. Some of you guys know it because you've been with me long enough, but some of you are new to me, whether you just jumped on via social media or from one of the amazing entrepreneurs who has been talking about Back to Business. I'm going to share with you my 4 Ps so that you can grow your personal money tree, right? Dr. Venus Opa-Reese talked about how your business needs to be your ATM. And at the end of the day, in order for me to do that, I had to realize, as I said to you all, what's missing. What is missing from what I'm doing right now to get me what I want right now? I'm asking those questions of you, by the way. It's not just rhetorical. What is missing? So here are my 4 Ps. Write these down if they're new to you. Number 1, LPPs, low price point products. So I said to you guys in the very beginning, I was excited about the web, and I was like, oh, my God, this is going to be my wild, wild west. I'm going to turn it up and get my digital property. Started with $25 directory sales. I started with $95 build a website. I started with something, low price point products, so that I could build relationships, so that I can get people in the door. I remember back in the day, Hulu was free, and now you need to pay that $7.99 or $12.99 to access Hulu, right? Everybody has to build somewhere. LPPs, low price point products. Do you have OPPs, other people's products? So I love that Carol talked about, you want to invest, you got to be smart about it, make relationships, you got to be in a space where you've got, she talked about investing into Apple and all of these big companies and getting shares. Are you selling other people's products outside of your own? I partner with my entrepreneurs. They partner with me. They come on and speak. And as you can see here, I'm one of so many other women here. It's not just about me. As Dr. Opal Reese said, invest where you feel like you're fed. I don't just do this for me. I do this for my ladies because I want them to get access to you. I want you to get access to them. And then we're circulating funds within our group of Black women, Black businesses, women entrepreneurs, diversity, all that stuff. OPP, are you selling other people's products in addition to your own? Not just for your personal advancement, but the advancement of whatever movement you are trying to create. PIP, passive income. Passive income. Tara talked about subscription bottles. I said subscription bottles. I was about to say models and boxes at the same time, and somehow in my mind it came out as bottles. Bear with me, y'all. I've been on this for 12 hours. Subscription boxes and this idea of continuity, having revenue come in on an ongoing basis. We had the lovely Lisa Marie. She talked about people looking at her skin going, oh, my goodness, girl, what do you do? Look at that glow. She said, listen, $67 every month. Jump on with me, and I will tell you what you need to know to glow. Just like this, boo. Just like this. $67 a month, I got you. What continuity programs are you creating for yourself so you're tapping into passive income? Even Carol talked about PIP, passive income, getting those revenue checks, investing into pre-businesses, investing into all of these smart ways that are going to help you bring in residual income, passive income on a regular basis, PIPs. And then last but not least, HPPs, high price point products, so that you're not just sitting there like twiddling your fingers waiting for that next 99 cents to come through. So you got 9,000 and 5,000 and something thousand that you're selling so that you're in a space where you're generating larger sums quickly and not just looking for the smaller sums, because either you're thinking small or you're pricing small or you're afraid of money. You've got reservations around money. Because I've had those reservations, and I know when I'm thinking small, and I know that in order to sustain and build and grow, I needed all four of these P's, because not every day am I going to get that big sale, and not every day is the small sale going to give me the big return. You got to work on all four of these. So as I share these with you today, for those of you who've heard this before or are hearing it for the first time, what are you missing? Do you have LPPs, low price point products, things that are in the 5 or 7 or 97 or 47, building relationships, creating content that people go, ooh, this is a DIY, this is a book, this is a training, love it, got it, let's go. Do you have those OPPs, opportunities where you're selling other people's content, other people's products, whether it be through joint So you got me here dropping knowledge, and as I'm dropping the knowledge, my call drops, right? The first time my call drops is on my session, right? Go figure. But again, do you have those OPPs, joint ventures, affiliate marketing opportunities that are allowing you to strategically promote other people's content in a way that's going to help you bring in revenue? And do you have those PIPs, subscription models, passive income that's working for you, along with HPPs? What are you missing? What are you missing? Look at what you're selling right now and see where there's room for growth. See where there's room for improvement. Okay? I want you to be able to look in those spaces. And this is coming from the girl who started off with the $25 product and the $95 product, okay? And worked her way up to products that, got me into the six-figure level where I needed to be because I started to diversify what I had. Again, I can tell you in all honesty, full disclosure, I can't tell you what's going to sell today, but I know something is going to sell. The steady income comes from diversifying your income, not hustling, because there's a big difference. I wouldn't consider somebody like, as Dr. Venus talked about, Kevin Hart and Oprah and Tyler Perry, all these amazing people, that they have multiple revenue streams working for them. I don't see them as hustlers right now, real talk. They have just diversified. And you've got to be smart about diversifying your income so that you can have that steady income to come in for you. So my conversation today is twofold. Number one, I wanted to be able to put you in a space where you could hear from me what is working for me, being in a space where, as Carla talked about, her being on Periscope, her consistently sharing with video marketing. Tanya talked about the video revolution. Being in that platform, that's how she's getting all these speaking gigs and new clients and selling sales, and how she's doing that is from the reach, from the video. Always have something to say, something to sell, something to share. That was number one. If you are not doing that, Ronnie talked about every month, Black and Married with Kids, they've got some sort of sale going on, and you're just like fooling yourself if you think that at the end of the day you shouldn't be doing that, because every Fortune 500 company that you are buying into, a consumer is doing that to you, sending you 15 sales in one. Every other day, it's the last day sale, right? Every other day, this is the last call on a sale, and then 2 days later, you get another one, right? These strategies require this always consistency that for some of you is missing. Mastering automation, being in a space when even when you're not physically talking to people, you're still talking to them. I talk about clients who inbox me with messages that are on automation because that information is valuable, and I want to make sure that they have consistent communication from me. Mastering automation. Are you ABC versus ABG? Always be closing in a space where you're not giving it all away for free, knowing that when you do give it away for free, it is intentional, number one. Number two, looking at your offers, really looking at your offers and being in a space where you understand the significance of diversifying options, giving people variations. I watched this wonderful video on Facebook about glasses, and they talked about all these glasses, name brands, medical and beyond, generic, everything, the $5 to the $5,000 glasses, all these amazing empires being run by one company across the world. Amazing. But the truth of the matter is that whether we put a Gap on it, an Abercrombie and Fitch on it, a Red Bottom on it, or a Payless on it, it's all the same damn thing. But it's the variations that matter, because not everybody can get the Red Bottom today, right? Some people, hell, can't even get the Payless today, and they need to real talk go to the Salvation Army today. So at the end of the day, realizing that there are different people who you can reach and teach when you are smart about not just creating content to sell, but how you create variations, how you create registration options. And I talked about back to business. Look at that, not just from the perspective of, oh, this is amazing, but put the seller hat on. Look at the variations. There are going to be different types of people who come to you. Don't just think everybody coming to you wants broke and free 99, because some of those people can afford it. They're just going to play into how much they can play you for free. That's number one. Number two, realize that some people don't want to see broke and 99. That doesn't appeal to them. They actually want to see that you are charging $25,000, because some people believe the price point equates to the value. So you're missing those opportunities because you don't got stuff for them, right? So being in a space where you've got variation, so essential. Last but not least, being in a space where you activate the 4 Ps to grow your money tree: LPPs, HPPs, PIPs, and OPPs. What are you missing? What do you need so that you can make sure that whatever day it is, you've got that steady revenue coming in? because you are always in a space that you have something to say, something to sell, and something to share. Now, I hope today has been an eye-opener for you with respect to what to do to get started or to jumpstart or restart your particular vision. Like I said, every single year I do the Back to Business virtual conference. This is 6 years in the making, 6 years strong, so that I can not only impart my lessons learned, but bring on amazing women who can do just that and more in the spaces and in the industries in which they shine. And then, of course, in just a few weeks, the new year will begin, and you and I will be once again together inside of the Sister Sense Circle for our Fire Start Your Year 3-day weekend workshop, where we talk about what you need to know to have sales success, to always be closing, to have stuff to sell, to make sure you've got the LPPs and the PIPs and the HPPs. And yes, I get you in front of the camera so that you can start to work on your video, as Tanya and Lisa Marie and so many of the amazing speakers have talked about, so that you can work on your web vision, right? You know, Ronnie, as she talked about how every couple of years they're revamping Black and Married with Kids to make it better. We want to make sure that everything is where it needs to be. Automation, closing, sales, 4 Ps, and all. So again, if you are in a space where you're like, man, I'm not making sales right now, don't just look at it from a perspective of they don't want to buy right now. They're not interested in what I have. I've got to change it. I'm so tired. Listen, that savvy seller hat has to go on. Lisa Marie said you could sell poop on a stick. You could sell ice to an Eskimo. And baby girl, they would buy it for $5,000 a slice if you know how to sell it the right way. I mean, I hate to say it, but real talk, sometimes that's not even the question. We all know it. There are folks who don't have a dollar to their name, but they will find the dollar if you convince them of the value that you have. So it's not simply a matter of them not having it. It's about you discovering what's missing from your personal savvy seller equation so that you can get better at being a seller. That's going to help you with your sales. Conversion matters most. Conversion matters most. So I hope to see some of you in the New Year Fire Start Your Year weekend workshop with me. If you haven't already done so, make sure that you go to sistersense.com/swag to get your virtual swag bag. And there you've got some amazing videos and downloads from our speakers. At the very top, you'll see that graphic. Click on it, because this weekend you can get $150 off of registration for the new year. Fire Start Your Year Plan to Profit weekend workshop with me here in North Carolina. You will also get, for a limited time, 2 clarity sessions with me to talk about what you need to do to get focused and fired up, as well as you can choose from my 27 online courses. You can choose 2 of your choice to get access to. Listen, when I tell you I give stuff away for free, it's all intentionally, and I will give and give and give. When you say, yes, I am ready to do this, I am ready to master it, I've got everything that you need and more. So if you're interested, remember sistersense.com/swag, go get that bag. And again, you will get access to me personally, as well as the DIY online course trainings inside of our Fire Start Your Year North Carolina workshop. Ladies, if you have any questions for me, don't hesitate to ask, but I'm sure quite a few of you will inbox me, sistersense@gmail.com, to let me know how you would like to grow your vision, and also to let me know what questions you have with respect to moving forward with that vision for this coming new year. It's just been such an awesome experience. I cannot believe we are officially at 12 hours. And some of you have rocked out with me for all 12 hours. So remember, I would love for you to take a moment while it's still fresh in your mind and in your heart. Visit backtobusiness.me. Scroll to the bottom, leave a comment, send a voice message, click that gray tab. Let me know, let us know what you thought about it. voices matter. When you guys engage and consume, but you don't converse, that hurts the movement. Voices matter. So definitely take an opportunity to share your voice, and take the choice to let others know what you thought about the Back to Business experience this year. Also, remember, you've got an opportunity to continue the conversation in our Facebook group, facebook.sistersense.com. For those of you who are in the Firestarter Circle Mastermind, we jumpstart our next session next Tuesday, so we still have more conversations, more fun, all that good stuff in the Power Circle, ready to rock with you, all day, every day. So, ladies, anything else for me? Let me know. Last call, star 6 and 1. Otherwise, I will do my best to have these replays ready for you ASAP so you can dive in and truly absorb all that has been given. Let's just check in here. Ooh, I have someone. Hold on one second.
Yes, good night. Hello?
Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. I couldn't hear you. Hello?
Yes, hello, good night. I didn't get all the information, but this was very interesting and very informative, so I'm thanking you so much. But I wanted to ask a question on low price point. And I just missed that part. When the low price point is that you have a certain price range. You can start from low to high. Was that what it's all about?
Absolutely.
Because it cut off.
What were you going to say?
When you were speaking on it, my phone had gone, so I didn't get the information. So I wanted to find out, is it the low price point you were talking about was from low to high, right?
Mm-hmm.
You start at a low so that you have, okay, all right.
Yes, I mean, it's so important for you to have those low price point offers. By the way, y'all, I want you to know that it's a family affair right now, and I've got the beautiful Calista Baptiste, my my other mother, on the phone with me right now, so we can talk about low price point products. It's so important to have them, and for me, I think it's about you figuring out how you can give people your information without giving so much of your time that you feel like you're drained. So, for example, being in a space, I think Tyshina talked about, it's so much easier to talk to multiple people at one time than one person at a time. So maybe, you say, oh, I want to talk to people and I want to charge them for my consultations, right? And Calista says she's amazing at real estate like Carol and finances. But you go, oh, my God, they don't want to pay. They can't afford to pay. So you say, okay, well, I've got a training and I'm working with 30 people and you can come into the training for $20. But if you want to work with me, okay, I'll talk to you on the phone or I'll help you with a financial plan and we can do that for $500. So you're in a space where if people say they have that low price point, then fine. That's you being a part of the virtual group or talking to me as a group versus you talking to me one-on-one and then working with me for $500. And that kind of weeds people out because either they'll go, oh, okay, legitimately I don't have the $500 right now, so I'll take the $20. Or they'll go, ooh, I really want to talk to you. So even though I can't, I said I didn't have it, I really have it. Because sometimes folks have the money, but they'll tell you they don't have it because they're trying to figure out how low you'll go. So low price points for me is talking about not just price points you feel like will work for other people. People come to me and say, is that a good price? Is it low enough for them to buy? But a price point where you feel like they're still getting value from you without you having to do 10 times the work to give them that value.
Okay. One question. Now, with the low price point, so let you say, when you talk about a group, are we talking about like 50 minutes or or do you put because I don't want to go, over the years I realized where I have gone wrong being in business for so long, but you have to have a certain concept. So is it if you have a low price point, are we talking in terms of 50 minutes or 40 minutes for a group of people, and you just give them certain information and they take it from there? That's what we're talking. That's when you say, because sometimes people, yes, as you said, they would say nobody could afford. So if you create a price that you target in different markets, so they can't say that they can't afford, because you're making it affordable for everyone.
I think it's a good question. I think that, when you're asking about time, at those low price points, everything has to work for you. So it could be that it's a group, but you've already pre-recorded everything. So really, there's no time for you, meaning you did the audios, and you're not even there live. They're just having to listen to it as a group. That's one. It could be that you say, you know what, based on my schedule, all I can give you right now is for $20, I can give you 30 minutes. Or I can give you an hour because I'm committing that time to you. When you get to that, it's about what's convenient, honestly, for you. Because even though you're giving them the value, because you want it to be affordable to them, it also has to work for you.
Okay. That's good.
Thank you. Thank you for asking questions and coming on today. Ladies, if you have any questions and you felt at some point you would want to ask those questions, you can certainly email me, sistersense@gmail.com. You can also email all of the speakers as well. As you remember, if you go to packtobusiness.me, if you look underneath every speaker's name, you'll see their website so that you can reach out to them and talk to them if that is what you choose to do. Again, in the Power Circle, the success of your business depends on the company that you keep. So as Dr. Venus said, find those people who you feel you are being fed by and who resonated with you today, so that you can make the right connections to move your business forward. Ladies, once again, thank you so much for joining me. Have a beautiful and blessed evening. Make sure that you are doing what you need to do, not just for your business and your family, but for yourself. Your health is your wealth, as Lisa Marie so eloquently shared with us today. Eloquently, forgive me. All righty, ladies. Good night. Back to business. Monetize now. It's a wrap. Bye, guys.